A strong, healthy person is one who is charged with a goodly supply of vital force, which travels to all parts of the body, refreshing, stimulating, and producing activity and energy. Not only does it do this, but it surrounds his body like an aura, and may be felt like those coming in contact. A person depleted of vital force will manifest ill health, lack of vitality, etc., and will only regain his normal condition when he replenishes his store of vitality. While the medical fraternity are quite free to express their belief in this existence of vital force, although they differ in their theories regarding the nature of the same, they insist that it cannot be transferred beyond the limits of the nervous system of the person producing or manifesting it. But this is contradicted by the actual experiences of thousands of people who know that vital force, prana, or magnetism, call it what you will, may be, and has been transmitted to the body of a third person, who is thereby strengthened and invigorated by reason thereof. Many of the advocates and practitioners of this form of healing have caused a confusion in the public mind by calling it magnetism or magnetic healing, etc. There is nothing magnetic about this vital force, for it arises from an entirely different cause, although to be sure, all forms of force or energy arise from the same primal cause. Vital force is something which plays its own part in the economy of nature, and that part is entirely different from that played by magnetism. It is something different from anything else and can be compared only with itself. All persons have more or less vital force, and all persons have the power of increasing their store and of transmitting it to others, and thereby curing disease. In other words, all persons are potential healers. There has been much talk about persons being gifted in this form of healing, but the fact is that all persons have the gift and may develop it by confidence and practice. And this development is the purpose of this part of the book. The principles of pranic healing is the filling of the cells of the affected part with a fresh and full supply of vital force or prana, whereby the cells are enabled to regain normal powers of functioning and work, the consequence being that when cells work properly, the organ recovers its former activity, and the entire system regains health. And health, after all, is merely normal functioning. Chapter 7. The practice of pranic healing. The use of the hands in healing seems to be the result of an instinctive tendency of the race. The mother naturally places her hands on the head of the child, who runs to her with a story of a fall or hurt, and the child seems to be quieted and relieved by the application of the mother's hands. How many times do we see and hear mothers relieving their children in this way, saying, "Now, dear, it is all right. Mother has made it all right. Now run away and play." And the child departs, its tears drying on its cheeks. Or if any of us hurt ourselves, how natural it is to place the hands on the part and getting relief in that way. The curing of headaches by the application of the hands is quite common, and the touch of the hand of the nurse brings relief to the sick person. And these simple movements, almost instinctive in their nature, form the basis of the practice of pranic healing. The process is so simple that it scarcely needs to be taught, although in this book, we shall present to your attention some of the best methods practiced by those who have attained proficiency in the science of this form of healing. The principal means of conveying vital force or prana in healing are known as 1, gazing or transmitting by the eye, 2, passes or transmitting by the hands, and 3, breathing or transmitting by the breath. All of these methods are efficacious, and in fact, all may be used conjointly with others. Inasmuch as the transmission of the vital force is largely mental, and as the eye is a well-known channel of conveying mental force, it follows that the eye may be advantageously used in conveying or transmitting vital force in healing. In the process of healing, when passes are being made over the affected part, the healer will find that it will increase the effect, and he will In fact, if he will look intently at the part being treated, and in doing so, concentrate his mind and will, that power being transferred to the part and the diseased cells being given strength to properly perform their work. Many healers use the breath during healing with excellent results. It is usually applied by breathing directly upon the affected parts, in which the warm breath seems to have wonderfully stimulating effects. It is also applied by breathing upon a piece of flannel applied directly over the affected part, in which the flannel retains much of the heat and soon grows too warm for comfort. These forms will be noted as we proceed. But the principal means of transmitting the vital force in this form of healing is by the use of the hands, by means of passes and manipulations. We shall consider the process of making passes first, and will then take up several forms of manipulation. The position of the hands in making the passes may be described as follows. Hold the hands well apart, with the fingers extended and separated. If your patient being seated, raise your hands above his head and then bring them down before him slowly and gradually until you finish with a sweeping motion about the knees. When the pass is completed, swing the fingers sideways as if you were throwing water from them, and then bring up the hands with fingers closed, forming the upward movement along the sides of the patient, with the palms of each hand toward his sides. Then, when the hands reach over his head, again, bring them down in front of him with the fingers extended, by keeping the idea that you are bathing him in a flow of vital force, which is pouring from your finger ends. You will soon acquire the power motion, and after all, each healer has his own favorite motions, which come to him instinctively. The downward motions of the hands bring a restful feeling to the patient, while an upward movement in front of the face causes a feeling of wakefulness and activity. There are a number of variations in the several passes, etc., which we shall now consider. The student is advised to acquaint himself with the various movements, that he may not appear awkward when he practices upon some person desiring relief. This is going to be one of those peculiar words. Familiarity with the movements imparts a confidence that cannot be acquired otherwise. And besides, it leaves the mind of the healer free from bother about details and enables him to concentrate his attention upon the work of healing. Longitudinal passes are passes made in a downward direction along the body, such as we have mentioned above. They are made along the part affected, whether that part be the head, chest, limbs, or any special part of the body. They are always made downward and never upward. As we have said above, the idea is to be kept in the mind as that you are pouring out a stream of vital force from the tips of your fingers. Your fingers must be spread out as stated above, and the palm must be underneath. The movements must be down with fingers extended, but the upward movements must be made along sides of the patients with fingers closed and palms turned toward the sides of the patient. No distance is to be observed, this matter being left to your instinctive sense, which will soon inform you as to the right distance, which will be found to much nearer in some cases than in others. When you feel that that distance is just about right, then be satisfied that you have caught the proper distance at which the best effects may be produced. In a general way, however, it may be said that a slow movement at a distance of, say, 3 or 4 inches from the body produces a sense of comfort, rest, and relief. A rather more rapid movement made at the distance of, say, 1 foot seems to have a more stimulating effect and causes a sense of activity and energy in the parts. A still more stimulating effect is obtained when the passes are made more rapidly and vigorously at a distance of, say, 2 feet from the body. These last mentioned passes tend to stimulate the circulation, to arouse activity in sluggish organs. Transversal passes are made across the body or part. They are made by turning the hands so that the palms will be sideways and outward instead of inward. This will require a peculiar turning of the wrist, but the position will soon become easy. When the hands are in the right position, sweep them out sideways before the body or part and bring them back. Reverse the palms so that they are inward and facing each other instead of having their backs to each other. These passes have been found to be very efficacious in loosening up the affected parts where congestion has occurred. It is often well to give this form of treatment before giving the regular longitudinal passes. A valuable form of treatment in some cases is had in what is known as Palmar Presentation. This is accomplished by presenting the palm of the hand to the affected part at the distance of about 6 inches, or even a little nearer, and holding it there for several minutes. This is usually performed with one hand alone. It has a stimulating and strengthening effect. Akin to this is what is known as digital presentation, which consists in extending and presenting the fingers of the right hand toward the affected part at a distance of 6 inches and holding them there for several minutes, allowing the vital force to flow from the ends of the fingers into the affected part. In some cases, the best results may be attained in this manner. A variation of digital presentation may be affected by what is known as Rotary Presentation, which consists in holding the hands as above stated for a moment or two, and then beginning a rotary movement of the hands at the distance of 6 inches from left to right in the same direction as the hands of a watch. This is quite stimulating. Another variation is what is known as perforating, which is accomplished by giving the fingers a twisting movement, just as if they were boring holes in the body of a patient at the distance of 6 inches. This movement is very stimulating and stirs into activity parts that are sluggish or congested. It is apt to produce a feeling of warmth in the part treated. We wish to call attention to the fact that these presentation treatments, the different forms vary in force. For instance, Palmar Presentation is the mildest form. Then comes digital presentation, which is considerably stronger. Then comes Rotary Presentation, which manifests a considerably higher degree of energy. Then comes perforation, which is the strongest of all. Very good results may be obtained in certain cases by what is known as the application of the hands, which consists in merely placing the hands, the palm of the hands, of course, directly upon the flesh over the affected part and holding them there for several moments. Then removing them, rub the palms briskly together and replace them on the part. Repeat this a number of times and marked results will be apparent. This is a favorite treatment for headaches and in fact may be used in the treatment of almost any form of trouble, changing the position of the hands in order to suit the emergencies of the case. In cases of neuralgia, etc., this form of treatment is found valuable in relieving the pain. I'm gonna pause here. Let me see. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if Amanda is still there. I see her like video. Yeah.
I'm here. Hi.
You know, I keep wondering this in my head and I keep forgetting to ask, and I don't know if you'll know, but with that cyst I have, do you think like what they're talking about or like even acupuncture would help it? Like, have you ever heard of something like
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Yeah, with no doubt.
All right. So maybe I need to look into this.
Did you say you have a cyst?
Yeah, I have one on my back. I have had it for many, many, many years. And I had it removed a few years ago because it was hurting me. It grew. It's on my back. It's come back though. She said she must not have got it all.
And like when we're manifesting back,
What?
you need somebody who does TCM. So they'll give you an herbal regimen in addition to cupping and moxie and acupuncture.
Yeah, so I need that person.
I have one in Garden City. If he's still there, he's great.
I
Dr.
think you
Chen.
told me about him. What's his name?
Dr. Chen.
Okay, yeah, I think I have them. Maybe I'll reach out to them.
Yeah, it's Blooming Lotus acupuncture. He's top notch.
Okay.
If he's still there though, I don't know with the whole
Yeah.
pandemic who's where.
Yeah,
anymore.
I'll look. But it came back and it's not bothering me now. And when it's not bothering me, I forget about it. So then I don't act like I don't try to treat it or anything. But then when it comes back, it hurts me a lot. It's not like a hurt, it's like an ache, and it kind of it agitates me, and then I'm agitated toward everyone around me, and it becomes this whole like ripple thing. And then I'm like mean to people, and I'm mean to people because I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but I can't, she won't take it out again because now there's scar tissue around it. So she wants me to go to a plastic surgeon, and I don't want to make a whole big thing of it. Like, I'd rather just try, and like, what if they miss and don't take it out again? I mean, don't take it all out, and then I gotta keep having this thing come back. Like, I'd rather figure out what the source is and get rid of it from the inside.
I mean, that kind of thing, I had a girlfriend going through that. It was like the doctor told her it's like when you have inflammation that it'll start to, or like some kind of agitation where something's rubbing the wrong way on something else, it'll start to grow.
Yeah, and that's I get it, but I think last week was sore because I was doing weight workouts and my back was sore from the weight workout, so my muscles were sore and it was probably pushing against. But like it could be as simple as doing a 5-mile walk because when my arms are
Right.
sore, it's those muscles that are just rubbing up.
Yeah.
It could be.
Where is it exactly? Is it near your spine?
Yeah, it's right near my spine in the middle of my back on like the bottom of my bra line.
Oh,
So like even having fabric rub up against it for a while could irritate it.
oh.
But I'm making it sound like a lot worse than it is. It's totally fine. But
Yeah.
and I did call, and it is like they did do a biopsy and it's totally benign. It's just a cyst. It's nothing like.
Right.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I was gonna say it would be irresponsible of me to tell you not to get a biopsy, but
Yeah,
I'm glad it's benign.
I called the doctor yesterday and confirmed.
Yeah, I would try to get your inflammation down and like definitely acupuncture and
I think it's down now because it hasn't bothered me in over a week.
okay.
Last week when it was bothering me, then I was trying to act on it, but I did ignore it for a good like 7 years though. I thought I had spinal cancer because I had this
Oh my God.
tiny lump. I was like planning my end of life every day. I was like, I'm just gonna die. And then I was like, all right, let me see what this is. And they're like, oh no, this is totally common. I'm like, I've been planning my death for like 5 years. I have spinal cancer. All right, let's do some breath. If anyone else has anything to share or.
I'm about to go into a dead zone, but I've definitely been.
All right, Amanda, I will see you tomorrow. Good luck moving.
Good luck moving, Amanda.
All right, I want to send her. I'll send her. All right, so let's do breath.
Today, Thursday?
Today is Thursday.
It is, right? Oh, wow. Okay.
Amanda's still talking. I can't understand Amanda at all.
Robot Amanda.
Yeah, robot Amanda is right. All right, so we'll sit up nice and tall or lay down or stand up, creating that strong straight spine, taking a few rounds of nostril breath.
Just a lot. It's coming
wait.
up in meditation.
Amanda, you went frozen. You sound like a robot. We didn't hear you. But now we hear you. Nope.
She's still late. I think what she was trying to say before is now coming in. It's delayed. She's going on and on and on.
And now she just kicked herself out. Okay. At least we can still laugh over Zoom.
Yeah, that's true.
It never gets old. All right, so sitting up nice and tall. Creating that rhythmic breath, relaxing the features on the face and the shoulders, stretching out the neck if you need to, rolling the shoulders. I'll lead you through a few rounds of alternate nostril breath. And of course, then we'll guide into our meditation. And if you have to drop early, have a beautiful day. Thanks for joining. So taking your right hand over to the face, right nostril closed with the thumb, inhale through the left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close left, exhale. Close right, exhale left. So you can release or continue on a few more rounds. I'm going to set the timer and you'll join us when you're ready. Bringing hands together. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Good to see you, Domenica.
Good to see you. Bye, ladies.